on the Mustangs Sports Network from Learfield. You're listening to Mustangs Mic'd Up, featuring an in-depth look at all things SMU athletics. It's everything you need to get your Mustang fix, from the court to the gridiron. Now live, here's your host, Rich Phillips.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our first edition this season of Mustangs Mic'd Up. Great crowd with us here at the Barley House tonight. Thanks, everybody, coming out. Thanks to our guests who are here. Let's welcome in Bree Sorensen, my co-host here all season long on Mustangs Mic'd Up. We're getting ready for game number one coming up on Labor Day on Monday, September 7th, a 6:30 p.m. start at Florida State. That'll be on ESPN Television, 96.7 and 1310, the ticket for our radio broadcast. We've got the head coach, Rhett Lashlee, joining us up here. How are you?
Doing well. Good to be with everybody.
And we've got the king of Dallas over here with us, too, Kevin Jennings.
Let's go.
Long live.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you like having a Heisman campaign going this season for you, man?
Super grateful for it. It's an amazing thing, something to look forward to. But, at the end of the day, you got to worry about the season and worry about the team first. And, those individual goals will come by itself.
Yeah, for this campaign, this Heisman campaign, you landed on the King of Dallas. So for those who don't know, give us a little background on what that name really means to you.
Yeah, I guess just just being born and raised in Dallas. Going to South Oak Club, winning the state championship there, and then coming to SMU and being able to put off a Dallas at SMU. So it's just a whole full around thing since I was like a little kid. So truly blessed to have that name around me, and super blessed for it. 5
years here at SMU, 3 years now, starting this year as the starting quarterback.
Yes, sir.
You're a unicorn in college football. You know that,
unicorn.
Right? What's it like? Did you ever imagine you'd be in this position, that it would go this way, especially given everything that's gone on the last several years with the explosion of the transfer portal?
Right, yeah. Growing up, it was definitely one of my dreams, just being a collegiate college quarterback and being able to, do great things at a high level. But, it really never – like in high school, I really never thought I'd be able to do it, honestly, because, my recruitment wasn't that high and all that stuff. It was kind of doubt there. But, got to this point and, it's been amazing. So.
Speaking of this, leadership, you being back here, you got the opportunity to break the rock this summer. First, Coach, can you just give the significance to that so everyone knows what breaking the rock is?
Yeah, so Sean Griswold, our strength coach, back in probably 2006 or 7, started this. He was at Tulsa at the time. Mm-hmm. And his wife takes these pavers and she paints the opponent's logo on it. And when you win, you smash it with a sledgehammer. And it's not to be disrespectful to the opponent, but I think what's great for us, and when he got hired here, he said, hey, I've done this before. Can I do this? I'm like, yeah, it's great. It's really cool because we believe in celebrating the win. It's really, really hard to win, okay? Our guys put in so much time and effort year-round for 12 total for sure games. And it's hard to beat anybody. People don't understand how hard it is. We've been blessed to win a lot, so I don't know if sometimes people understand how hard it is. That's a good thing, but our guys do. And so when we win, whether we played good or not, if we win, that's all that mattered. And we're in that locker room. We're going to celebrate the win. We're going to sing the fight song, and we're going to break the rock, really just to celebrate together, because it's just so hard to accomplish that. Yeah. And now other people have tried to duplicate it, including our week 1 opponent.
Oh.
But the only reason they do is because their strength coach worked for Grizz back in the day. So we'll let them copy
they just
it.
Want to be like us.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, as we talked about Kevin being here 5 years, 3 years as a starter, how have you kept him here for 5 years?
I haven't kept him here. He's chosen to stay here.
That's awesome.
Big difference. One, because he can do whatever he wants, and two, I mean, he what he says he means. He loves Dallas. He loves SMU. He's grateful for the opportunity. We're grateful for his loyalty and what he's done for our school. And look, I think that's the reason he's special. He's just different. And look, SMU, and he's been able to get a lot out of being at SMU, and he's earned every bit of it. But I just think it is special. We've tried to have relationships. He knows we care about him. We do everything we can to help him be successful. He does everything for the school and the program and the city. But it's all him, man. He chose to be here because he loves this place.
All right, you guys, I think it is time for our Mustang Minute. You know my favorite part. So I'm going to have you guys grab these two whiteboards here. Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
We're going to play a little game to see how well these guys know each other real quick, okay? Okay, so you're going to write on it. Then at the end, you're going to show the cameras and show everyone what you wrote. So First, what was Kevin's favorite vacation destination he went to this summer? Let's see if they talk about their
the spring doesn't count.
No. You went some cool places. I know you went some cool places this summer. Okay. It's his favorite one. All right.
It's a long
I've got 3 of them because I don't know.
Okay. Miami, LA, or what? Phoenix?
Those are all good ones, but
South Carolina. What was in South Carolina? What'd you?
I don't know, just a cool vibe out there. Just a little getaway. Out there in
Nice.
Charleston. It was pretty cool. So
Dang.
I'm 0 for 1.
I didn't know
Took an
20. I
L.
didn't know 20-somethings were into Charleston, South Carolina.
I
cool
know.
vibe.
Who would have thought that?
It was not on my bingo card.
All right. So this is more for Coach's question. What is Coach's favorite pair of sneakers that he owns?
oh my god.
Like brand or pair?
Like, describe the pair. Like, I want to know, are they Jordans?
I don't even know what my
are they?
favorite pair is.
I think I
Oh, well,
know.
he knows.
I think I know.
Kevin's
He's
ready.
already right
Kevin
now.
knows. Coach is known for his sneaker games, you guys. Every game, I feel like there's a different one. All right. Okay, Kevin said the Mustang Air Forces. What Kevin said. Okay, the Mustang Air Forces are
Mustang
pretty
Air
We got that
sweet,
one.
though.
Yeah, I mean,
Those
what
are
he said
pretty
was going to
sweet.
be right. All right, we got to win. We're 1-1.
1-1. Let's get it.
Okay, here's another Kevin one. Okay, who is Kevin's favorite music artist?
He know that one for
He
sure.
knows this one? Okay. Is this, always jamming out to this in practice?
Always.
I hope
Okay.
there's 2, but
Okay, let me see. Rod Wave.
All
Rod Wave.
right.
Okay, we got one. There we
go.
go. We both got Rod Wave. Okay. There we go. All right. So, Coach, an inside source may have told me that you were really getting after it in the weight room this summer with Coach Likens. Okay. This inside source said that y'all were
We got a mole. We got a
working
leak.
out together all the time. So, I want to know, how much can Coach bench?
Oh my god. Do you bench?
You got to guess.
I haven't maxed in a long time.
Okay. Well, how much?
We can guess,
think you
though.
can-
Let me be
Okay.
generous.
Realistically. How much can Coach bench?
I've never benched
Okay.
very much, if that
You
helps
guys-
Kevin
oh,
get
Kevin
there.
still beats-
And I don't know if this is right, but I'm guessing based on what we do.
Okay, go ahead. We got 250. 250.
my- look at that.
Wow. Wow, that was impressive.
We're
right
scoring
there.
points, ladies and gentlemen.
Got some preseason chemistry going on here.
All right, last question. Who's one player that we really think is going to shock everyone with this upcoming season, have a breakout season?
It's a lot of them, but first
That
one
was
comes to my
super
mind.
quick.
Yeah, he was. Okay.
This is not fair to me.
It's not fair, but like, it's a lot of people that's gonna
All
have a
right.
breakout year. But
I'm going to say this.
Let's see. Ms. Yamir Knight.
Oh, look out.
There we go. Okay. Talk
Hold
a
on.
little. To end this segment,
Yeah.
talk a little bit about him. We're going to bring him up here in a little bit, but
yeah, I mean,
what's your relationship been like with him,
we
Kevin?
have a really good relationship, on and off the field. I think he knows me well, on the field. When I'm looking for him, he knows where to sit, where to be at. He's a great guy, great locker room guy, great leader, and all of that. So I'm super blessed to have him on our team. That's my dog right there.
All right. Well, we'll have him
We
up
had
here.
4 out of 5, by the way.
Not
4
bad.
wins.
Not bad.
4
Like,
wins.
we're
I didn't even
keeping
know he
score.
went to South Carolina. That's not fair.
We'll have Yamir up here in a few minutes. All right, Kevin, you enter this season. You're on the Manning Award, the Davey O'Brien Award, the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award watch list. You're on the Senior Bowl Top 300 list, the Walter Camp Player of the Year watch list. How do you stay grounded with all those preseason accolades?
Really just not paying much attention to it, honestly, because, all the preseason hype means nothing if you don't do nothing during the season. So, just trying to put that away and trying to go grind and, build relationships with my teammates and just being the best as we can on the field. So I think that's what matters, honestly.
But I know, Rhett, you want to keep all that out of his mind too, but you have to have a sense of pride in where your program has gotten, that you're getting your quarterback on those lists to start the year.
Yeah, I mean, he got himself on those lists. I mean, I think the reason, in my opinion, he can stay the way he is he remembers where he came from. And as the guys say, stay down, right? Did I say that right? He stays incredibly humble, and he's appreciative of the opportunities, and he's incredibly confident. But, like, the way I look at it is, yeah, we, generally speaking, we want to kind of fly under the radar. But he's a fifth-year senior, going in his third year as a starter. And I believe, like, both where we are as a program at SMU and what he's done, if we don't tell our story, it may not get told the way it needs to get told. So whether it's Heisman campaign or the Recovery Center or just bragging about who he truly is, which gets him, at least enough recognition to be out there. And same thing with our program. Like, we have been able to do a lot. We're not satisfied. We're not done. But we have to tell our story. We have to tell his story. I was always taught by my dad, don't brag on yourself. If you do anything worth talking about, people are going to talk about you. Mm-hmm. He doesn't brag on himself, but I can sure brag on him.
Sure.
Yes, speaking of Recovery Center, SMU did announce about a month ago the Kevin Jennings Recovery Center. I mean, what do you hope this inspires and does for future athletes at SMU?
Yeah, honestly, you can do anything at SMU. Like, people try to go else places, like other schools and all that, but stay home and, be a Mustang. I think the coaching staff is incredible. The players incredible. Culture is all that thing. So, you show loyalty to Dallas, and Dallas can do a lot for you. So that's the main thing.
Coach, where'd the idea come about to have it honored a current player on the team? Usually these are donors and past players.
Yeah, I mean, I think, obviously Kevin deserves a lot of credit. Our administration does. Ann and Malcolm Holland, who were generous to be a part of the project as well. Like, we had talked that, we moved into the incredible Gary Weber End Zone Complex. We've gotten so many things over the last 3 or 4 years for our guys that have improved. And what's cool for a guy like Kevin is he came here when, the hill was the grass hill, and now he sees what it is and all the other things that have happened in terms of progress. But one of the things after we moved into the Weber Complex, we realized we didn't have quite the recovery center we needed for our guys. We have it from a training room standpoint in terms of rehab and, maintenance and all those things, but there's so many other things out there now with technology and other schools are doing that we want to supply our guys with everything. So it was something we had talked about. It was something we were planning to do. And, we just kind of looked at it like with everything. When Kevin decided to stay for his 5th year, which just so people know, for the last 3 years, anybody and everybody has wanted him to come play for him. And he's pretty much stayed as solid as possible and said, this is where I want to be. And it's like, well, someone's going to be that loyal to you. Like, why wouldn't we acknowledge and honor him in a way that leaves his legacy, but he kind of gets to be a part of it before he's gone. That never does happen. To your point. It usually happens years after, and so just that's how the idea kind of came up. We bounced it around. It made sense, and that's how we landed there because again, he's earned it.
Yeah, Coach, like you just said, you've seen Kevin year after year after year, and we've seen him also improve so much playing wise. And this offseason, what have you seen him improve the most on?
It's not opening and shutting doors. That we have failed in that regard. But other than that, sorry, it was a layup. He's really worked hard. When you're like Kevin, Kevin has some of that Patrick Mahomes ability to throw the ball with his feet pointed this way and his head this way and the ball goes that way and it's accurate, or throw on the run or in a pocket of a different arm angle. We even go behind the back, you know what I mean?
Yep.
He can do a lot of special things with the football, but sometimes when the pocket's clean, when his feet are set, like he throws it as good as anybody. And so I think he's worked hard on when the pocket is clean, getting his feet set and driving the football, because what happens is when you have a unique ability like he does to do things other guys just can't do, then sometimes you do it when you don't have to, and you may be semi-accurate, but you're not as accurate as you could be. And so I think that's just a level to improve his game, and I know it was really important for him in the spring and summer to get with Coach King and really he knows the offense, he knows what we do, but just almost become like the coordinator on the field mentality. And I think he's really improved his knowledge of not just our system, but football in general and all of those things.
And Kevin, is that something from your standpoint that you were focusing on this offseason? Coach was just talking about the little things, footwork. Is that what you were focusing on?
Yeah, I think he touched on every single thing. As a quarterback, it's about the little things that you do and the little things you work on. So that's definitely something I worked on during the offseason. My footwork, being calm in the pocket, trusting the guys around me, and all of that. So, he touched on pretty much every point that I worked on.
Coach took a shot at on it, but how is the finger?
It's doing amazing. We're out the cast and bending and all that stuff. We're good. So
first day today or yesterday?
He's been throwing for over a week.
Yeah,
but the last 2 days were the first days back in team, and you wouldn't have known anything.
All right, Kevin, I want to know what you thought about P.J. Williams' comments last month at ACC Media Day.
The little sister comment.
That he treats you like his sister, but it's because if someone's messing with you, he's got your back regardless.
Yeah, that was a kind of crazy statement right there, but I knew exactly what he meant when he said it. He wouldn't want nobody mess with his sister, and that's how he tries to, protect me back there on the field. So, super grateful to have a guy like PJ around me. We're going to do great things, and, he's a really great player for us.
Speaking of PJ, Kevin, you have such a veteran returning O-line behind you between PJ, Josh Bates, Addison Nichols. How does that help you with not only having more options out on the field with play calling, but also your run game?
Yeah, it helps a lot. Just, having a trusted foundation in front of you. You know, guys that's on the same page at all times. You know, as an O-line, you got to be on the same page every single play, and it's kind of hard to do that. But those guys got the chemistry around each other, and, you know, it just makes it much easier for me, the running backs, and everybody around us. So
We've had the chance the last few years to go to some pretty big places. At this point, is Doak Campbell Stadium in 12 days just another place, another stadium you play in?
I mean, definitely. You know, I definitely heard the traditions at FSU. You know, all the great things are done there. But, you know, I'm just super pumped to get there. You know, Monday night, show the world what we can do, what we're capable of. And, you know, it's going to be an amazing year.
Awesome. Well, can't wait for it to happen on Labor Day, playing at Florida State. Let's hear it for Kevin Jennings joining us here tonight. Appreciate it, Kevin. And we're going to make a quick change, and we'll get Yamir Knight up here next on Mustangs Mic'd Up. Welcome back here to Mustangs Mic'd Up. We're at the Barley House tonight, just across Central Expressway from the SMU campus. We're going to be moving around some this year. 3 weeks from now, on the 16th of September, will be our next show, and we'll be back over at Ozona Bar and Grill, so be sure and join us for that, or join us here on the SMU Mustangs Facebook page. Our second guest up here tonight, it is the man they call Ms. Yamir Knight. How are you?
Doing amazing. What a blessing to be here.
All right, now, I'm going to ask you about a tweet I saw from you in June 6th. My yearly post on how to pronounce my name, Yamir, not Yamir. I got it right?
Yes, sir. A lot of people call me Yamir, but my name is Yamir.
I may have been guilty of that a few times, I must admit. But please call me Ms. What's that?
So Miz was a nickname kind of given to me when I made my gamer tag on the PlayStation when I was in 6th grade.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
So my gamer tag was Mizzy Mir 8.
Mizzy Mir.
And my friends and all the dudes back home used to just call me Mizzy, and then over time it just got shortened to Miz. And ever since then, people have just been calling me Miz.
Everybody on the team calls you that?
Everybody.
I know he does.
It's
I have
probably
to
a
like
couple people
think.
that don't know my name.
Yamir Knight. Who is that?
But you closed out last season with the Offensive MVP award at the Holiday Bowl. How was year one for you here at SMU after transferring in?
It was everything I imagined, you know, building relationships with the guys, really just getting, just adapted to how people here and people in Dallas and SMU, the culture, just does things, you know. It's just been amazing. What a blessing it is to just be here.
Yeah, before you came to SMU last season, you were over at James Madison playing with your younger brother, which is pretty neat. But then tell me about that experience and then why you chose to come to SMU.
So a lot of people actually get that wrong. He's my older brother.
Older brother.
Yes, he's older
Wow,
than me by
okay.
a year. But that was just an amazing experience, you know, just going to the collegiate level, playing with your brother. It's just something that you dream of, you know. And that was just a dream come true. It was really exciting for my mom. She has actually 3 boys that went D1.
Wow.
And she was a single mother doing all of that. So just to, you know, pay everything back to her for all the hard work, it was just truly a honor to just, you know, go out there and just showcase what we can do at the college level.
I know you and Wayne had mostly always played together. How hard was it to separate, and how great is it to see he's transferred on to UCLA now this year?
Yeah, I mean, it was the hardest thing to separate, honestly. That played a big role in me just kind of delaying my decision to go into the transfer portal because back then you could enter the transfer portal right after the season, and you can enter it in the spring. Right. So I was honestly going to enter the transfer portal right after the season, but after a couple conversations that I had with people that I trusted, and I just like decided to wait it out. But ultimately, I decided to hit the transfer portal after the spring. We had a couple hard conversations, you know. Like I said, we dreamt about playing together at the collegiate level. What a blessing that was, and it was just great to see him, you know, burst onto the scene last year. I just know how much hard work that dude's put in, so I'm just glad to see him getting all the recognition that he deserves.
Coach, I'd love to hear from you. What did you see in Miz when you were bringing him to SMU? I mean, we've seen it firsthand last season, but tell me a little bit from firsthand what you saw in him.
Yeah, we thought, honestly, we were hopeful he'd be exactly what he's been. He's kind of exceeded that. But just a playmaker that, you know, he's a great punt returner. He's really good in the slot, which our offense works really well when we have a really good player in the slot. See James Prochet years ago and other places. And so, you know, he came in right away and really impressed us with his route running ability. He can get open on anybody, anywhere. He's talented enough to even play outside, although he has a good fit inside. But what's special about Miz is once he has the ball in his hand, he kind of turns into a running back. Like, that's why he's a great punt returner. You can see what he can do with the ball after the catch. And I think he's a big guy. I mean, look at him. But, he's not as tall as some other guys, but he plays long. You watch that bowl game. I mean, the catches he was making above his head, there's 6'2" guys not making those plays. And so and then it all sealed the deal when he came on campus. I mean, you get to meet a person like him, and you just know he's a fit. In that slot, do you sometimes – is your goal to get lost in the defense a little bit and sneak back there somewhere?
Yeah, just try to find them open zones, do whatever I can.
All right, Coach. It's time for the Mustang Minute, you guys.
Uh-oh.
Let's do it.
Grab the whiteboards.
We got pressure.
Time.
We went 4 out of 5 a minute ago.
It is time. All right.
I didn't know the answer to 2 of them. So.
I haven't quite been at SMU for 5 years like Kevin. Just saying.
Oh, good. All right. No
Fair.
pressure. All right. Coming in with a hot one. This one's a little controversial. I saw it from a tweet. Okay. So, Ms., your EA Sports NCAA football strength rating is 55, which is very controversial. What do you guys think his strength rating should be? What do we need to tell EA Sports? We change this. What number? Go ahead. 94 and 80. Okay, you're being a little humble over here. You're being humble. I'm going with Coach's 94 right there.
Tell him what, unless it's one of the questions, what you bench, what you squat.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. No, tell us. This isn't one of the questions. Go ahead. Give us the stats.
Bench was 545. I mean, bench was 370. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was about to say. I was like,
I wasn't going to correct him, but
Like Elijah Chapman didn't do that stuff here.
That was crazy.
So bench was what?
Bench was 370.
Okay, so a little more than 100 more pounds more than me. Okay.
And the squat was 545, and I benched 225 21 times.
Wow.
That's insane. Jaw drop.
I would say 52 is a little low.
So have we emailed EA Sports yet?
I
How
think
does that
Grizz
work?
took care of it.
He did. Yeah,
I think Grizz did,
that
yep.
tweet. Perfect. Okay, that is great. All right, you guys. So since school just started on Monday, what was Coach's worst subject in school growing up? What do you guys think his worst school subject was? You guys both have your answers. Okay, let's see them. Math and tie.
No,
English.
we have a tie on the first one. We're fine. I keep score.
Oh, that was the score. The score was the tie. I'm sorry. I didn't realize we were really keeping score. My bad. I should have known that we're keeping score. English and reading.
I ain't been good at any of that.
You know what English okay.
When they assign you to read
that.
something, that's when you don't want to read it at all, right?
Yeah, never.
That's the worst.
I don't get like the prepositions and commas and apostrophes.
I get all that. I'm good on that.
Like all that. So
are you good at math?
I can do math.
You can do math.
You know why? Because they made it competitive growing up. You did around the world with those flashcards, like multiplication, division.
Multiplication tables.
So I cared. It didn't really make nouns and verbs competitive enough.
If y'all can't see now, Coach Lashlee is one of the most competitive dudes I've ever met in my life.
I see him keeping score with this game right here. Yeah, I thought we were just having fun, but I guess not. All right. Okay. We did this with Kevin a few months ago when I had y'all both up here, but what is Mrs. favorite play to call? And you can write it in y'all's code.
I'm going to write the route because
Okay. Or you're going to draw out the route? Okay.
He's got the name of the route.
Oh, he has the name.
I'm going to put a play,
name.
but we could run it in other plays. So.
Okay, wait, hold on. Don't show it yet. Okay. Corner option. Corner route. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Missouri. There we go. Okay.
We got on the board. We got a dub.
There we go.
There it is.
All right. Okay. Last question. Out of the wide receivers, who would most likely run for president?
Okay.
Oh,
Man,
he
you
knew
were
immediately.
quick.
That's a lot of new guys you got there, too.
Yeah, there is a lot of new. Yeah. Okay, let's see it. CB, Aljor, okay.
All right.
It's a good one.
So we have options.
Now, Kevin and I got 5. We need one more because that's 2 L's.
Dang. Oh, because, okay.
Can you give us one we can get?
Let me think.
You got the corner route.
Yeah, I know. And we tied because I said 94. We won on that one.
Okay.
We both went way above 52. Right. So we're going to tie. We're going to call
We'll go with the tie. Go with the tie.
Do you have a favorite player?
Do I have a favorite play? Yeah, it ends with touchdown.
There you go. You're right about that. You're right about that.
That's my favorite play, too.
You're right about Okay.
How about how many punt returns he's going to return for a touchdown this year?
Oh, how many? No, okay, I like this. I like that one. Good one, Coach.
Ready?
Okay, let's see. 2.
All
Wow. Okay.
There we go.
There it is.
We're good now.
There we go. No, it's okay. So the score is okay now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
We couldn't have a losing record.
Punt returning. That's a learned skill, right? I mean,
Yeah.
just...
You remember the one he had game 1 last year, got called back, but it was incredible.
Right. But I'm talking, I've seen guys, and I've seen some of our guys over the years, catching that thing's not easy, right? That's totally different than the kickoff coming to you.
Yes, sir. It definitely is because you basically, essentially, you're back there by yourself. I know you have blockers and stuff like that, but when you have if you have 11 guys running 21 miles an hour, you gotta practice to catch those balls.
And that's the other thing is, how do you learn that to be able to keep your eye on that, but know, all right, I need to fair catch this, or I got a chance on this?
So I think it's an instinct. You feel if somebody's in your face, if somebody's close enough for you to call the fair catch, rather if you're not. And also, it's about trusting your unit, honestly. If you got guys out there that's going to strain out there for you, you're going to have some space some of the time. So, obviously not every kick is going to be a return.
Right.
But, yeah, like I said, when you have guys like that and you're just straining on your unit and they trust you and you trust them, I think that's the chemistry.
I would say the two things in football that require the most courage is playing quarterback and sitting in that pocket and delivering a ball when you know you're going to get hit right in the teeth. Mm-hmm. And catching a punt.
I agree.
Those are the two hardest things.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of toughness, a lot of courage, obviously trusting those around you, but it's just totally different than even a kickoff return.
And I feel it's very underrated for guys that know when fair catch is the right play, because that's a heck of a lot better than getting blown up the second the ball's there and it's popping out, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I would love to know, is anything going through your head while you're like those seconds before you catch it? Because I'd be like, don't drop it. Like, is there anything going through your head in that time period?
I try to stay as calm as possible,
Yeah.
because you don't want to get riled up. That's when you make mistakes, honestly. I have a funny story. My freshman year in high school, this is the first time I ever caught a punt. So my brother was the starting running back, and at the time I was still playing running back.
Okay.
So I wasn't getting too much time on the varsity field, and this was kind of just like my way to get on the field. And I went out back there, and it's against our rivals, and they punt one to me. And mind you, like I said, this is the first time I ever did it. Caught the ball, and I got absolutely hammered.
Ooh.
Mouthpiece came out.
Oh, mouthpiece went flying.
helmet popping up and everything. I went to my coach. I said, Coach, we're going to need somebody else back there.
You're like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
He hadn't done that to me.
Yeah. No, it's all worked out. I'm glad you tried it again. I'm really happy you tried it again.
Well, this receiving corps has got a lot of new faces on it this year. Tell us about some of the guys that you have seen here in fall camp that are going to be ready for game 1.
Honestly, I don't want to solo out any guys. I feel like everybody's ready. The preparation that we put in, all the hard work that we've done throughout the spring, throughout the summer, throughout the fall camp. It's just like so much chemistry that you build within that time. And we get a lot of time in with the quarterbacks, Kevin, Ty, Charlie, whoever it may be, to just, prepare us for the opportunities that we're going to have this year. It's just going to be a lot of situations where you're going to need to call upon a guy this year. And with the chemistry that we've built throughout the whole offseason, I feel like we're just going to live up to those moments.
Multiple people have told me how you're such a leader out there as well, and with such a young wide receivers group this year. I mean, how did you really take on that persona of being a leader?
It's honestly a little different, being an older guy in the room. I grew up with 3 older brothers, so I was always the guy that they were leading, So really just taking on that leadership role, coming into SMU last year, I was like a middle-aged guy. I wasn't a young guy. I wasn't an old guy. So coaches throughout the season, they were telling me how much like respect I had throughout the team and stuff like that, which is always good to hear, And we had a lot of talks throughout the offseason, and they wanted me to step up to that role. So, whatever task that the coaches give me, I'm going to take it head on. And I'm going to just try to do my best at it, And I feel like the guys love me and my leadership style just because of how I take things on, I don't just go over there and just, yell and beg for authority, I built real relationships with these guys. So I think that's just like a great way to just put that in the aspect of the leadership. Like the guys, like I said, like when you have respect within like the team and stuff like that, and you have real relationships, that's when they'll listen to you.
Well, Miz, it's been great having you on here tonight. Yamir Knight, let's hear it for the Mustangs slot receiver. Appreciate it. All right, we'll take a quick timeout here and kind of reset, and then we're going to put Coach on the hot seat coming up next here on Mustangs Mic'd Up. It is our final segment here of Mustangs Mic'd Up tonight. We're here at the Barley House, just across Central Expressway from SMU. Thanks to those of you joining us here on the SMU Mustangs Facebook page, and great crowd here tonight at the Barley House. Thanks for being out here to see us tonight. Everybody's excited to get the season started. Is it hard to be the last team in America that's going to play football this year?
It's interesting. We were the last team to start fall camp, and that was unique. There was like a 4 or 5 day window there where you felt like, you were missing out. Everybody else was started and we weren't. But it's really cool. It's cool for our program to, for a long time there's been a game on Labor Day Monday night. For a long time it's been an ACC, either an inter-conference ACC game or at least an ACC team in the game. I mean, you remember, was it 10, 15 years ago, it was always Miami, Florida State.
Yep.
And so just to be in that game, on that stage, on the national stage, it's a big part of where we're trying to get our program to, and we're excited for the opportunity.
You got 3 of those already guaranteed as primetime network games with Virginia Tech on the Friday night and Notre Dame coming up in November. That has to really show us where the program has changed here and done it in a hurry, too.
Yeah, and even the Louisville games, I think 2:30, it's already going to be on one of the ESPN networks. Right. So, yeah, I mean, every year is its own year, but it does to some degree build on each other in terms of the brand and the program and what we're trying to accomplish. So, it's been good to get to this point. It's the place we wanted to be, top 20, playing on the road against an incredible opponent that could win our league and great tradition. And, but now we got to go do it.
Coach, I've heard you say multiple times that you think this is the most complete team that you've had here at SMU, just with the depth on this roster. Give me examples of that. What have you seen in fall camp from this team to be able to say that?
Have I said complete?
Yeah.
I have. Okay. I didn't remember it that way, but I trust you. I have said, I hope we end up being the most complete team we've had. I do think it's the best depth we've had because I think we have our 2 best freshman classes back-to-back have come in. So I think that makes our younger players are just that much better. The guys that were here a year ago can now help us. The true freshmen are going to help us probably more than ever before. We have a great group of older guys like Kevin and others in that grade, and Kilgore, and I could name more. And then in the middle, whether it's guys like Miz who have only maybe been here 2 years but going on his 4th year of college football, or some of the transfers we brought in. We didn't bring in more than about 15 or so, but they all are experienced guys. We have good balance there. We have better size across the board. O-line, D-line, similar. We've been in that as big as we needed to be the last few years, but at our skill positions on both sides of the ball. And then so I think our depth, our size, we're just as fast, if not faster. So that gives us the potential to have arguably the best roster we've had, but we got to go out and become the best team we've had, and we're far from that.
Well, you're the last team to play. Florida State's in the group playing this week already. Yep. They get to Mexico State on Saturday. Who has the advantage? They get to shake off the rust and get a game, but you get a game of film to watch on them.
Yeah, I mean, it probably washes. They get to play a game, and usually your first game is a lot of, new and learning and unique, and the old saying, you improve the most from first to second game. There's some truth to that. At the same time, we do get to see them because in this day of college football where everybody's rosters turns over a lot, there's a personnel thing. We don't necessarily know their personnel as well, and they don't know ours as well, and so we'll see them play. They won't see us. At the end of the day, whoever plays the best on that Monday night's going to win, and it doesn't matter if one team's played already and one hasn't.
You got hit with this morning because you got a guy on your roster you're trying to see if he can come back this year, and it's turning into nonsense, isn't it, with NFL guys trying to get back into college, and now the league is saying that they can't come back, and the conferences are saying they can't come back. You mentioned frustrating. Is it tiring to have to deal with all this, especially when you got a game in 12 days?
I'm just going to watch this and be Miami game. Are you saying something over here? What? Sorry, we're beating Miami right now. And
it's awesome.
Ahmad, speaking of the devil,
Speaking
just
of
picked
him.
one off. You know me. I don't mind having an opinion, which comes as a shock to my wife. But we're 12 days from playing. I don't care. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm worried about this team. This team is affected by Ahmad Moses' situation, so I do worry and care about that. The rest of it, I'll worry about that in the offseason. Damon's here. You know, he's advocating for us in our school and our university and our league. That stuff's out of my control anyway.
Sure.
So I'm going to worry about what we can try to control, which is getting ready to play our first game. But, you know, just the best thing I can say is it would be great to have some stability, some rules, whether you love them all or not, knowing what they are and then being consistent and grounded in something would be great, because there's no great enterprise, organization, league, business, whatever you want to call it, in the world that works without it. Yeah. And right now we're trying to work without it.
Well, something a little less taxing to talk about is the Mustang Minute, the fun part where
I got to do 3 of these.
Yes, this
Brandon just laid that guy out. You know. All right.
Okay,
You're
so
going
this
solo
just,
on this. Though.
So these are just
all alone.
a few questions just to talk. Yeah, no score this time. Sorry about that, Coach. But
okay.
Did you go anywhere fun on vacation this summer?
Ooh, I did. We went to Montana for a week. The weather was great. The funnest, probably the coolest thing we did is, and the kids are in the back there, we floated the Madison for like 3 or 4 hours.
Wow.
And we tied 6 tubes up together. They couldn't get away from us, you know what I mean? They had to hang out with us. And we put a tube in the middle with a speaker and a cooler and just floated down and had a really, really cool time.
Did anyone flip?
We did not. We got out, and it wasn't something we didn't want to flip. But,
it's cold, isn't it?
It was cold, but we all got in the water, and it was awesome. It was really cool, neat experience, and the weather out there was pretty good, especially compared to right now.
Well, yeah.
All right, Coach, we talked a little bit about what you benched, but when running your workouts with you and Coach Likens, who's like in charge of these workouts? I know y'all work out together all the time, but what does that look like?
Well, I always like to honor my elders, so he's not listening, dang it. So last year he kind of ran them, and he works out. I work out with him because, you know, he's one of my elders, and he needs a workout partner. He works out with me because nobody wants to hang out with the head coach.
Okay.
So it works together. Last year he kind of ran it. I was like half in, half out. So you run it, I'll show up, check done, I'm here. We got a little more committed in the off season, and we kind of came together. I probably ran it a little more this spring and summer, but we do it together, and we hold each other accountable. And, you know, Monday through Friday, I know what every day is.
Wow, that's awesome, Coach.
Yeah.
All right, this one. What do you think is one of your most used phrases at practice?
Kevin, Ms., what do I say at practice? Oh, they don't have anything. I'm boring.
Nothing exciting? No?
I don't know.
No phrases that you always say?
See?
Okay, we'll get back to that.
See, the key is the key to being good is being unpredictable.
There you go.
That's it.
Change it up.
I don't know. It's probably some word that sounds weird because it's not a cuss word. So who knows?
No cussing. Okay, there we go. All right, one piece of advice you'd give your younger self. That's the last one.
One piece of advice I'd give my younger self. Man, live in the present moment. Enjoy what you're doing, who you're doing it with, where you are. It's so easy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having goals and dreams and vision. You have to, or you're going nowhere. But like, it's so easy to get caught up in the future that you aren't even guaranteed, or the past that's already behind you. Man, live in the moment. It's like this year with this team. You know, we've had a great 4 years the last 4 years. It's awesome. It's gotten us to a point now. I hope the future's fantastic. But, man, I want to live in the moment with this team, this staff, our fan base this season. Regardless of what happens, we have a really good group of young men that I'm excited to be with. So, when you're younger, you don't realize that as much. The older you get and your kids start growing up way too fast and all those things, you start appreciating the time in the present moment you're in.
Great advice, Coach. Thank you. That's awesome.
Let's talk a little bit about the team this year.
Yep.
And first off, what's life like without Scott Simons and Casey Woods here on your staff? First year without them.
Yeah, it's different. But, miss both those guys. Really appreciate them, love them to death. Everything they did for us here at SMU over the last 4 years. And they both have great opportunities. I mean, we're going to see Casey at the end of September, unfortunately. And, Scott's with the Cowboys, and they're both doing great. I know they miss being here, but they're also, very present in what they're doing. And so, I think it's been a pretty seamless transition when you take into account we changed all our coordinators. Because Maurice Crum, Ricky Hundley have been here. They're phenomenal. They give a lot of stability to our kids in terms of scheme and expectations. At the same time, they do bring a different energy and freshness maybe. And then you go to offense. I mean, the majority of the offense is still intact. Casey's not here, but that allows people like Coach King and Coach Justice and others to step into a different role. And then we bring in someone like Riley Dodge and Kyle Ward on the defensive side, and they've brought a lot to the table. So that part's been great, but because offensively not a lot's changed, defensively for the large parts a lot's changed. It's been pretty seamless transition, and it's allowed Kyle Cooper to be into offense more by us having Casey Horn be in charge of special teams, who Casey's been with us the last few years. So probably because of the uniqueness of how we did it, it's been as seamless of a transition as you could ask for.
All right, let's look at some of the position groups. We've already talked a lot about Kevin here, but the finger injury, maybe a little bit of a blessing in disguise because you got a lot of good reps for Ty Hawkins here in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's true or we're just trying to find the positive in everything, which I like to do, Ty got about 10 or 12 practices to run strictly with the ones, and he's never had that, right? In our first 2 scrimmages, he got to do all of that, and so that experience for him is invaluable, not only for this year if we need him, but for his future because we think he's got a great future here. And then for Kevin, like to some degree, Kevin likes to work. I know he threw every day all summer like crazy. He works all in the off season. He's old, as we've said. He's in year 5. And sometimes if you go through a full fall camp, that's 30 days, and you throw a lot of footballs. No matter if you try to take care of their arm, you throw a lot. He got about 2 weeks where he didn't throw very much. And when he came back that first practice, I mean, that ball was jumping out of his hand. So he's going to go into the season with, a fresh arm. So it's been a win-win.
I think Kevin was just laughing because you called him old right there. I saw his
He's old. He's old.
Your running back cast, largely a different group of guys. And first up, it looks like Kendrick Raphael, who we saw way too much of last November when he was at Cal, but you had to be excited to get him in the portal this year.
Yeah, excited about Kendrick. Really experienced, mature back, all-around back. Ahmad just made another play. He can he can run it between the tackles, get the tough yards. He can break one the distance. He can run it on the outside. He catches well. He's really good in pass protection, but he's just experienced and mature. He's been at 2 other schools. He's now going into his 4th year of college football, a lot like Miz, and there's just things just slow down for those guys. They understand why on a lot of things that maybe when you're a younger player, it's moving fast or it's all new or you don't understand the why. And he's great for our team and our offensive unit, but he's really good for our younger backs. I mean, I think Dramico Green's going to be great. Mm-hmm. I think, E.J. Kelly and Christian Rhodes, those younger backs are going to be really good, and to have a guy like Kendrick in that room is really good for them.
Coach, talking about your wide receivers, I like this quote that you said recently. You said Jalen Cooper, Jalen Hale, and Yannick Smith, you called them a 3-headed monster. I mean, what?
Are you making up
quotes? Nope, I'll go pull it up.
This
is ACC Network.
Is this like
ACC
AI
Network.
or what?
Nope. 3-headed monsters.
You get bragging on that ACC Network is what happens.
You do. That ACC Network go crazy. But what kind of plays are you seeing from these guys to call them that?
Yeah, I think there's more consistency. And in the spring it was new. I mean, Jalen was back. Yannick and Jalen Hale were new. But then as we get into the summer, they've got to throw a lot with Kevin and Ty in the summer. I give, Miz gets a lot of credit because he is the leader of that unit, and he has helped those guys figure out how we do things here and what the expectations are. And those guys have bought in. And I think this fall camp, you've seen them all take the next step, whether it's contested catches down the field, just feeling more comfortable with what we do, getting more reps with Kevin and Ty. We lost 2 senior outside receivers. So Jalen was here, so that's good, but we had to bring in some guys. And then we have some really talented young players. But I've seen them become much more consistent and more confident in what they're doing and what we're doing.
I just saw one of those uprights getting carried out of the stadium.
We won.
It came over here, didn't it?
I heard it did.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't here, but I heard it.
That's what I heard.
And then there was pieces everywhere and all other kinds of stuff.
All right, at your wide receiver group, you do have a 26-year-old freshman, huh?
Yep.
Got a wife and kids, right?
Has a wife and kid, yeah.
Jordan Adams, so professional baseball player for 8 years, but he was one of the top players in the class of 18 coming out of high school.
Yep.
Is this a steal that you have found here?
It was. So Sam Dunham had worked at North Carolina with Jordan's dad, who's now the D-line coach at West Virginia, when he was coming out of high school in 18, and he was committed. He was a 5-star. He was going to North Carolina to play football and baseball. And he was, I think, the third-ranked receiver in the country coming out of high school in that class was a guy named Amara St. Brown.
Okay.
Plays for the
He's
Lions.
pretty good.
And the fifth-ranked guy was a guy named Jamar Chase.
Wow.
He's pretty good.
Plays for the Bengals. And the fourth-ranked guy was a guy named Jordan Adams.
All right.
And he was going to play both. And then he got drafted first round by, I believe, the Angels.
Yeah.
And so he went and played pro baseball. And end of May, I get a call from Coach Likens saying, hey, we might have just stumbled onto some really good news. I'm like, okay, that's the call you want as a head coach. You usually get other ones. Like, I want that call. And he told me about him and Sam and da-da-da-da. And, Jordan had just decided that his 8-year pro career was over. And he had the ability to come back to college, and he wanted to play football. And his dad and Sam knew each other, and he heard a lot about our program and how we do things, and just it was pretty open and shut. He came here, visited, and was a Mustang. And so that was awesome. And we're really excited he's here. I mean, you can see his ability and you can see his talent. He's going to help us win this year, but into the future too. I mean, he hadn't played football in 8 years.
Right.
So that's a long time.
With that, I mean, with him being 26 years old, though, but still, like, coming back to college football, is he more like of a leader with these guys since he's like the older? Like, what have you been seeing dynamic between players?
Yeah, he's just more of an old soul right now because, I mean, it's funny because he is like a freshman. Yeah, he's played pro baseball. He's married. He has a kid. So he's done some of those real-world grown-up things.
Yeah.
But he hadn't played college football before.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And he hadn't played football in 8 years. So he's just trying to fit in, learn, which is great. And but yeah, I think as he continues to get more and more comfortable, we have patience and grace with him because his talent he flashes it every day. And I think as the year goes on, you're going to see him get better and better and better, and we're really grateful he's a Mustang.
I've seen him make a few catches that look like an outfielder at the wall, bringing it down.
Comes pretty natural to him.
It does.
Yeah.
Your tight end group mostly new. Randy Pittman going back to Florida State here for his first game where he came from. Theo Millen, Orstrom among the guys in the group at A&M transfer. What do you like there?
Yeah, just their experience. I mean, Theo's a fifth-year senior, played a lot of ball. He's got great size, so he kind of replaces that Matt Hibner role for us, but he's 2 inches taller. Mm-hmm. He's been awesome. Randy Pittman is just a ball-playing dude. He's played for 4 years. Well, this will be his fourth year of college football. Played at UCF and Florida State. Great football instinct, super physical. So their experience, when you lose guys like Matt Hibner, R.J. Maryland, Stone Eby, their experience is huge. A guy like Tripp Reardon has really improved and come on for us. We got young freshmen like Zach Turner, who I think is going to be really fun to watch for the Mustang fans for years to come. Andre Nickerson, and then Trey Jackson came in, who was like a young transfer. He's still got 3 years. Our tight end room is one we needed to address, but you can argue it's the deepest we've had since we've been here.
And we talk about the O-line now. Obviously, we mentioned a lot of veterans coming back and the depth on this O-line. I mean, what gets you excited when you see them out there?
Yeah, I think the experience, again, 4 of the 5 guys, 3 of them are seniors, and Bates, our center's a junior. They played a lot of ball. They're practically returning starters. We did move PJ over to left and Chamblee to right. But then Addison Nichols has played a lot of ball, Bates. And so 4 of those 5, that's a lot of experience on our line. Yeah. We have the best young, talented linemen we've ever had. And so to have that older group and the younger group of talent together is a really good mix. So that's what I'm probably most thankful for the experience we have, but I'm most excited about our young guys. Our young guys are going to be really good. Some of them may take a year, line's a development position, but 2 or 3 of them, you're going to see them play at times this year. You just know how the season goes. We're going to need them, and they're going to help us win.
On the defensive side, we were talking earlier about this today, how many guys that you're rolling through on that defensive line. Well, in 23, you won a conference championship doing that, and in 24, you went to the CFP doing that. Yeah. Is this something that you're really trying to get back to have that deep of a group up front?
Yeah, I think so. It remains to be seen. Someone will probably step up on the edge and at the D tackle positions and become a guy that, is expected to be a leader and make a lot of plays for us. But really, the depth is what is exciting because I think we have – at least 5 and maybe 6, because I think one of our freshmen is going to continue to come on, defensive ends who can play and help us win. That's a lot. You're happy if you have 2 or 3. We have 4, 5, 6 maybe even. The same thing at D tackle. I feel like we have 5 interior D tackles, not just 3, but 5 that are going to play a lot of snaps for us. And so when you start going, man, you got 10-plus D linemen you can roll in, then it could be some guys step up like Elijah Roberts did a few years ago, or Jared Harrison Hunt, et cetera, or it could just be, man, they play great team defense up front, and we're fresh, so we can stop the run and get after the quarterback for 4 quarters. And, when you have injuries that are going to happen in football, maybe they aren't as detrimental to you as they would have been.
Linebackers, where you brought your most guys back, obviously, with Alexander Kilgore, Brandon Booker, Brandon Miazono, a couple of transfers you added in there, but it's kind of what you got at that spot, isn't it?
We got a lot of experience, I think, with Kilgore and Brandon Miazono, experienced guys that know the culture, know the way, know how we expect to play defense here, and have been in a lot of big games and big moments. And then Brandon Booker really had a coming-out party last year for us. I think he's only going to get better this year. So it's 3 guys with experience. We did need more depth. And so, I think Jamal Anderson coming over has had a really good camp. Kenneth Goodwin did hurt himself the other day. It's not season-ending, but he'll be out for a bit. But he was doing really good for a young guy. Caden Marshall, same thing. So we got some more depth, I think, than we had a year ago, instead of just relying only on those 3 guys.
And then in the secondary, you get to promote some guys, kind of like Lamadrick Spencer, Tyron Polley, who came on at the end of last season, and a lot more of Speedy Nettles, I'm sure, and Marcellus Barnes on the edges for you.
Yeah, I think, Marcellus Barnes was kind of nicked up a lot throughout the year last year, but when he was healthy, he was really solid for us. We're excited for him coming into this second year. You're right, Tyron Polley would have played a ton last year if he hadn't had all those injuries as a freshman, and still when he did, he made plays. Excited about him in year 2. You mentioned Lamadrick Spencer, now 2 years in, going to second year in the defense at nickel, adding Jarvis Lee to help there. And then, adding a couple veteran guys, JT playing the other corner, coming in from A&M, Jimmy Wyrick at safety. Think Jonathan McGill type in terms of experience and the way he kind of is the general of the back end back there. And we still have some other good young players in Sael Reyes and Jalen Moses and Abdul Muhammad that are going to help us. So the depth is much better there as well.
Do you like having?
And you did say Speedy. Sorry, I mean Speedy's really valuable because he can be our third corner. He can play all the safety positions, nickel. Like he can really play almost every position on the back end, and that's really valuable.
Do you like having 2 conference games in the first 3 weeks, both on the road, no less?
I'd like one at home. That'd be great. I like playing at Ford Stadium. Yeah, I mean, look, we're going to 9 conference games. It's going to happen more and more. Probably gone are the days where every year you just play 3 or 4 straight non-conference games and then get into your conference. That was kind of something the American Conference did. Mm-hmm. The ACC's a little different. They like to have in the first couple weeks at least 1 conference game for everybody. So, hey, to get to play, obviously, in the venue, we're going to play on Monday night. But then 2 weeks later have to go to Louisville, who, arguably both of the teams were playing on the road. It's 2 of the probably top 3 hardest environments to win in our league, and 2 teams that could easily win our league and make the playoff this year. It's a great challenge, but we're going to have to play them all. So that's the order they chose to give them to us in, and we're excited for it.
You haven't lost to either one of those guys yet in the league, though.
Well, it'd be great if we're saying that mid-September.
It would be.
I mean, Coach, you're only who's counting but 12 days out. 12 days out,
Yeah.
So from Florida State. Then what are you working on these last few days to get in?
Our guys, I could see it yesterday and today, and they're tired of practicing.
Yeah.
Okay? Everybody except Kevin because he took a few weeks off. You know what I mean? But, they're tired of practicing. At this point, we've reached that point where school started. Mm-hmm. It's been almost 3 weeks. And the grind is the newness is worn off. A game's coming, but it's not game week. This is always a tough week. And so I'm excited to get to game week next week. But probably most importantly, we've had a good camp. Our guys have really, really competed and worked hard. Now we have a 12-day window to, start implementing a game plan, start worrying about the opponent, and get our guys prepared to play and knowing what to do, but get them fresh. It's been physical since we started August 6th. We have 12 days to get to where when we play game 1, I've always felt as a coach, you want your guys to be confident in what we're doing so they can play fast, and you want them to be fresh. Yeah. And so that's really what I'm focused on right now is how do we make sure we're prepared at the same time, get their legs back, get their bodies after a physical camp feeling as good as it can going into week 1. It
is Monday night, September 7th, as SMU plays at Florida State. That'll be a 6:30 kick on ESPN. Scott Gardner and I will have the radio call on 96.7 and 1310 The Ticket. Then the next Saturday, come see us at Ford Stadium for a 3 o'clock kick on the 12th against UC Davis. Our next show will be 3 weeks from tonight on September 16th. We'll be over at Ozona Grill and Bar. Thanks to Ms. Thanks to the King of Dallas for joining us here. Coach, been good to catch up with you tonight.
September 16th is my wife's birthday, so
Ooh,
she's fired
it's
up
a
for that one.
party.
She's really excited to spend it over there.
Yeah, so all you guys are invited. And but, hey, thanks to everyone for showing.
Yeah.
This is so cool. I mean, here we going into year 5, year 3 in the league. We've even changed locations some. We're going to bounce around,
Yep.
and to have all the Mustang family here is awesome. So,
Awesome. All right, Bree. Great working with you
Thank you
again
so
here
much.
tonight.
Fun.
Come see us in a few weeks. And thanks for everybody joining us here tonight at the Barley House for Mustangs Mic'd Up.
You've been listening to Mustangs Mic'd Up, your inside look at all things SMU athletics. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Mustang Sports Network.